All of this could have been yours. Now, you got cut off on the last break, Shooter. You were getting into what this album means, the overall message. I want to go back over some of the story behind the other earlier tracks, and we're going to play Wake Up, which is your and my favorite song, separately. I didn't know that was your favorite until I saw one of your emails. In fact, your favorite four or my favorite four. I mean, it's such amazing music, and it goes on sale tomorrow. So before we go any further, tell folks how they get a copy of Hierophant's Black Ribbons.
Man, you can get it anywhere except for Target. Target's the only place that's not carrying it. I think it wasn't for any political reasons. I think it was just they're downsizing their stuff, and they weren't sure how it was going to do because it was such a risk, I think. But you can get it anywhere. It's going to be on in any stores, or you can get it at shooterjennings.com, or you can get it any kind of outlet. The one thing that's good about the physical copy of the album is that it comes with these archetype cards. There's like 6 different cards, and there's one in each package. And when we're playing shows live, when we're playing a headlining show, we're going to pick a number for every show, and anyone who has that card on them can come back and hang out with me in the band and have like time to talk and ask questions or whatever. So we're kind of doing a lot of things to give people the incentive to buy the actual physical copies of the album, as well as trying to give them opportunities to hang out with me in the band. So.
Well, I can't wait till you come to Austin. You think you might be at Emo's in April, you were saying?
Yeah, we're looking at it. I don't think we've confirmed the date quite yet, but I think April we're going to be at Emo's. So, if they just stick to our MySpace, which is MySpace/ShooterJennings or ShooterJennings.com, they'll be able to keep in with the dates. And you bet when we come down to Austin, we'll be giving you a ring. And I think we're going to talk to you guys out at Coachella also when we do that festival.
Well, that's awesome, because this is not just a radio show. It's also an internet TV show, so we can come down and do a video interview with you about the album.
That'd be great, man. I would love to.
Again, Shooter Jennings, the only son of legendary Waylon Jennings, fighting the New World Order, working with Stephen King. Stephen King knew about the global takeover back when I was in diapers. He wrote The Running Man, in the late 1970s. He's got a new book out I haven't read. It's called The Dome or the Bubble. Ryan's...
Under the Dome.
Yeah, Under the Dome, because Ryan just got it and was saying how great it is. All about a controlled society, a tracking grid, a police state. I'm told the movie Crazies that is out right now kind of dovetails with that. But it's great to know that Stephen King is obviously aware of what's happening. You were telling me, too, the guy that produced the audio, you talked to him. He's also a listener of the show and fully aware of what's going on. And that's the good news. We are really the majority. The awakening's out there. The last domino to fall is all of us realizing that we are the majority, that we're not alone, and having more people like yourself, Shooter, come out, make a bold stand against MKUltra, the New World Order, the swine flu vaccine, the tyranny, the bankers, the message that's in all these songs. It's incredible. You got cut off by the break when you were trying to talk about your whole view of the world we're in a few years from now, that this album is warning people about, so hopefully we don't have to go there.
Yeah, man, that's exactly kind of the purpose, and it really I'm not like making anything up, everything that was put into this piece of art or whatever was taken from what is really going on in the world, and the things that you've been speaking out about, and the things that other writers that I've read have been speaking out. I mean, even people like Manly P. Hall, and of course, like I said, I've said about Ike. Everybody will form their own opinion about him. I'm not an avid follower of Ike, but there was a book he had called Infinite Love is the Only Truth, Everything Else is Illusion, which is where that title came from. There's all of it, for what it's worth, is worth reading once and worth absorbing, because there are messages in all of it that will improve everyone's life on a daily basis. And for me, the one big message that I received from all of this was the importance of family and spirituality and the closeness of the people around you, because that's the world in which you really, at the end of the day, are going to thrive in. That's the only thing that matters, and because we all know the world is going to go down the crapper. Like, the sovereignty of the United States has been being stripped away for years. So it's like, if you're going to live by their rules, you're going to live by your rules. And the thing is remembering that you have that choice.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the message of some of the other tracks. What about Don't Feed the Animals? What are you talking about there?
Well, that one is the album kind of focuses on a lot of different aspects of society these days, I think. And I think for that one, Don't Feed the Animals was really, even though the lyrics are really kind of about me, and or they are really about me and Dre, but the nature of it is just the animalistic nature of people, and how really, that I found myself becoming a night person, if you want to say it, like throughout my life. And nowadays, now that I have a daughter, I'm much more grounded. But I think with that song, she and I both met in a scenario in which we had kind of thrown ourselves into a more dangerous lifestyle, and it's kind of dictating that story through the environment of the fact that the subculture to America is very dangerous in moments, and there's a lot of wild aspects to kind of when you're living in a worldly kind of state of mind. And
it's sold as sexy, but it ends in destruction.
Exactly. And that's really kind of what that song is about.
And all of us are weak. None of us are perfect, but really, piety, love, grace, that is what uplifts you to a point where you're really awakened and can see what's happening. And then you see how silly it is to get a bottle of Jack Daniels and drink half of it. We're not here judging anybody. I've not been perfect. The whole point is we're reaching towards something better.
Yeah, exactly. I think I still drink and I still hang out and things like that, but I think in my life I've realized that I definitely I was very irresponsible when it came to myself. Other people I would always be, responsible to, but when it came to taking care of myself, I think it took me having a child to make me realize I can't live recklessly because it's doing her a disservice, And I think,
don't feed the animals, don't feed the troll within. What about Lights in the Sky? That's MK Ultra type stuff?
Yeah, that whole song, it started out as a love song, and it got a little too creepy, and it turned into this song that basically, deals with the kind of programmed people of our, even to the Charlie Mansons and those kind of guys in the world, these people that are not...
Oh, that was definitely staged, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's, that song is kind of from a Patsy's perspective, kind of...
What about Everything is Illusion? Everything else is illusion.
Everything else is illusion. Like I said, the title came from an Ike book, but that song, now it was co-written by a guy named Matt White, who's in a great band from Brooklyn called Earl Greyhound, one of my favorite new bands, and he and I had become friends, and he was staying at my house. And also the bit about the Carol S. Pearson book, The Hero Within, that was inspired by Matt because he was in my house reading that book, and he kind of turned me on to that. But so Matt and I kind of went into
What book was that?
It's called The Hero Within. It's a book from like 1974.
Oh, sure, I've read that, absolutely. And
yeah, it was like so he's like kind of my partner in all this. We kind of have been very into studying all these kind of different facets of kind of secret societies and the occult and all these different things like that. And so he when I had done that song, we had gotten the music done, Dave Cobb and I, the producer I work with, and Matt was over, and I said, hey, man, help me finish this song, because I had the ending together, and I kind of needed, and it was his idea to kind of make the vocal like a Negro spiritual kind of thing. And what the song is about is really adhering, people that lose themselves adhering to society standards. Like the first verse is about a woman who kind of, I mean, it's loosely based on this concept, but the first one kind of is a woman who basically plows through the world on love and other people's love. And the second verse is about a guy and she's continually falling because she's not, and they kind of stand, like she hasn't found a solid place. And the second verse is about a guy who, spends his whole life working so hard because the world has put so many pressures on him that he basically misses his, trying to make money for his family, and he basically misses his family, but in the process. So, so
the different ways we're bound up in the world's bondage.
Exactly, man. And that the thing that you're supposed, money and all, and status, all those things, you can nurture those all you want, but at the end of the day, when you die alone, you don't have anything, and it's like the thing you need to nurture is the love and family. And
very powerful. Things. Very powerful. Shooter Jennings. What about Wake Up? We're about to play most of Wake Up.
Well, it kind of does speak for itself. That was a track that was me really going into like a trance state about this how the TV and how they lie, and I'm watching all the hunger strikes, and I'm watching. I mean, not hunger strikes. I'm sorry. I'm watching all the the hungry nations. These people dying, and there's they're saying there's food depletions and things like that, and we know that this isn't the case. It's like they will keep the food and starve these people.
Is this the song that points out there's plenty of food, the earth isn't dying, it's all artificial?
This is that song, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and play it now. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Wake Up by Shooter Jennings and Hierophant. The album is Black Ribbons, available tomorrow everywhere. ShooterJennings.com. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com.